I mean,
I wish
we
you
were
could play
doing a
some
dance
music.
party.
I know.
We
We'll
were
do a
doing a
silent
dance
dance
party
party.
before.
Just pretend like there's some music, y'all, and vibe with us. Hello, hello, Miss Gina B. How are you?
I'm so good. It's 8:30 in the morning here in Sydney. And so
Good
3:30
morning.
p.m. So I've got my coffee here. And I don't know what
Got my
drink
water
choices
here.
you've got your water. Okay, two very premium choices of beverage is what I say.
Absolutely.
Um, and so yeah, how are you, Miss Beautiful Fit Body by Ashley?
I am doing so good. Excited to be chatting with you today, and also excited for the fun surprise that we'll get to share for both of our
Here as
communities.
well on the other screen. So I'm gonna turn that off. So
Right.
good, so good. So I want to just preface, I guess, how we connected. I think that would be great for our viewers to uh, see the power of social media. Hey, I think,
Absolutely. Yes, let's do
yeah.
it. And hey, Carrie, how's it going?
Hi,
Thanks for being here.
Carrie. Yeah. So I think the power of social media is just beautiful, and I was saying this on my Instagram stories that the industry has so many people in it, and often everyone just keeps to themselves. And I am such a huge believer in community and the power of community and collaboration to
Yeah,
actually bring the power of a message or a mission together and to make it bigger. And if we work together versus working against each other, I think that we could actually create such an incredible movement here. And my whole ethos is celebrating movement. And when I saw you, I came across you, I think on YouTube. Actually, you did the collab with Fitness Marshall a long,
yes.
long, long time ago. So I noticed you even back then. And I started following you on Instagram, and I just loved your messages, and we resonated a bit. I think they're very similar. And did I reach out to you first, or did you reach out to me first? How did we do this?
I
I
don't
can't even remember.
remember.
I feel like I did. I feel like I said I would love to connect. Anyway, I
Mhm.
think. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, I just slid into your DMs and messaged you and just said, like, I think we share a very common feeling about how to help people be motivated to move and keep moving and do this long term and do sustainable, realistic,
Yes,
achievable, sustainable, realistic methods that
exactly.
last. That's and whatever results you are aiming for, it despite that, it's all about those three things: sustainable, achievable, and realistic. So I'm so glad we finally connected and we made
I
this
am
happen.
too. I am too. And especially because I think there's this illusion of social media that just because we have these bigger followings, that means that, we're working a lot with other people. But as solopreneurs, so much of what we do is solo, and we're kind of on our own. So to be able to connect with other content creators, to be able to connect with other
Definitely.
just people in our industry, it's so important for, like you said, building community, but also as
Mm,
a creator to know that you're not alone and to be able to reach out to somebody else, who is also maybe going through some of the similar challenges that you're going through or is having a similar success. And, you want to be able to celebrate with them. So I'm also
absolutely.
extremely excited that we connected. And let's just do a quick shout out of our channels because I know we have quite a few people from both
Yep.
audiences that are watching. So you kick it off, Gina B.
Okay, well, I'm from Up to the Beat Fit on YouTube, the same handle on Instagram at Up to the Beat Fit. And yeah, follow me there. That's where my workouts are at and all the things to keep you moving. And you go for it, Fit Buddy by Ashley. Well, I'll just call you Ashley. Do I have to say the whole name? Or you can
Both
just...
works. So yes, hello
Okay, go
everyone.
for it,
I'm
Ashley.
Ashley, aka Fit Body by Ashley. You can find more details about my channel right underneath this video, actually. And I actually started my channel after my own weight loss transformation. I ended up losing over 35 pounds with dance workouts, and I was doing Zumba classes for a while, and that was fun. But I realized that I kind of evolved from Zumba. I wanted to have my own style of dance workouts that were a little bit different, or I just wanted more variety. So I started to create my own workouts, and I actually posted my very first workout I think in 2015, somewhere around there. And I did it by accident. It was supposed to be a private video that I was sharing with a class that I was teaching at the time, but I accidentally made it public because I didn't know what I was doing on YouTube at the time. And it started getting a lot of views and attention, and people were like, "This is so fun. Can you
Mm,
post more?" And so I was like, "Oh, okay, sure." So started posting more videos, started helping people on their own health and wellness transformation journeys. And it's just been such an amazing ride. I'm super proud of the community that we have been able to cultivate. And I'm just really wanting to push forward this message that fitness can
mm.
be fun. You know, it doesn't have to
Oh,
always
yes.
be no pain, no gain. It
Amen
doesn't
to
always
that.
have to be grueling or, somebody yelling at you like they're a drill sergeant in order for you to get a good workout. You can do movement that feels good in your body, and you can improve your health and your overall wellness with dance. So that's a little bit about
Yep.
me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love this so much because I'm a big believer in your mess can be your message.
Ooh,
And
snap, snap.
so I feel like we both had very similar journeys. For me, I actually am a ex-professional ballroom dancer. So I used to compete professionally. If you've seen Dancing with the Stars and those skimpy Latin dresses, that was me. I represented Australia, and then moved to the States actually and represented the US. I lived in San Francisco at 16, and when I
Wow.
got there, that was the peak of my career at 16. So that's, yeah, that tells you something about a dance career. It's like peaking at 16.
I love
Uh, I realized I missed out a lot on life because I was always training. I was
it.
always, uh, every day was consumed by competition. I didn't have a life. I didn't have friends. I didn't go out. I didn't do the normal teenage things. So when I got to San Francisco, I fully experienced that gamut of things. I developed friendships. I started going out and I started to slowly lose my fire for the competitive lifestyle and career because I would have had to have said no to that. Mind you, with what comes with that is strict dieting, strict workouts, to exhaustion, midnight training sessions, 6 a.m. gym workouts. For a teenager, you know, coaches telling you to starve yourself, literally, going on weight loss drugs as a teenager. I've done it all. I've been there. I've tried that. And that from going from that and then realizing, oh, there's a whole other life outside of this and I can live a different way. I actually quit and left the sport. But in turn, what happened was because I'd been so strict and regimented there, I went the complete opposite and rebelled against everything. So I started eating everything and anything. I stopped working out and moving my body. I hated even the thought of getting on a dance floor. So I completely went the opposite way. And with that came unhealthiness, came habits that I'm not proud of, drinking, smoking even. I never did that. And that's the truth, you know. I had a bout of that because it was trendy, it was social. I wanted to be along with friends and what they were all doing, and started to eat an unhealthy way, not work out. With that gain came, I lost myself, but I gained a lot of weight and a lot of unhealthy habits. So I lost my purpose, my passion, my mission, everything. In had no idea in who I was. And this sort of went on for about a year or two. So towards my 20s, I had a serendipitous event where I was asked to come back to a dance studio. And as soon as I walked in, I went, what did I do? Why have I left this space? Because this brought me so much joy, getting back into my body, feeling the love for a celebration of something that I feel it in my bones. I grew up with it. So slowly, I made my way back. During this time, Zumba also came out in Australia. And I took one class and knew, you know what? I've got nothing to lose. I'm going to become an instructor and I'm going to teach
Mhm.
this because this is a way I've never seen dance being used in the general public in a way that we could fuse dance and fitness together. And I think that they did something so wonderful for that and sort of
Yeah.
ushered in a new era, which I'm so grateful for. So I became a Zumba instructor. Through that, I realized I could actually get fit and do fitness the fun way, just like you
Mhm.
said, Ashley. And I could actually do things with not extreme. I could actually eat healthy and still have my cake and chocolate and lose weight too. And I did. I gained 50 pounds and I lost the 50 pounds and became a much healthier version of myself, a much more flexible, a much more less rigid. And I started to build confidence. I started to feel that I could actually live a normal life and maintain this. Um, but like you, I evolved from Zumba. I still teach Zumba and I love it, but I have my own methods. I'm my own person. I march the beat of my own drum, and I wanted to create my own style and signature workouts that I resonated with, that I found were gaps in their methodology. And through that, I evolved and created Up to the Beat Fit, where I have my own signature workouts as well. So I also feel like we've somewhat similar journeys where, we had a turning point in our health or body image or something. We found it a way to fuse our love for something with something, and here we are, if that makes sense. So yeah, I feel like that's why we cross paths.
Absolutely. And I always joke that dance has been my gateway drug to fitness
Yeah.
and just making your wellness journey more enjoyable. Because let's face
Mm.
it, it's already challenging enough as it is.
Yep.
Even just getting up to do a dance workout sometimes can feel like a struggle, especially if you've had a long day, you have kids, you have a
Absolutely.
business, you have a career, you're a student. So, it's just a lot to try to stay consistent. And I think
Mm.
one thing that I feel like has been a through line for both of our stories is that when we were trying to do things that we felt didn't really align with our
Mm.
values, or we were
Absolutely.
just sort of doing things that other people told us to do because we thought that was going to be the right way. But it made us
Mm.
miserable. It made us not enjoy the process. It made it very hard for us to stick to it and see long term results. And so now
Absolutely.
we have come down this path of saying, hey, we're going to actually do this in a way that is fun, in a way that is motivating, in a way that's enjoyable. And we're going to also just promote having a healthier lifestyle and just building
Mm.
sustainable habits as opposed to a quick
Yeah.
fix, as opposed to, just trying to do something to get 5 pounds
Yes.
off in 15 minutes,
Yes.
but just sort of promoting this
Absolutely.
overall grander message of, loving yourself as you are, but then knowing that it's okay if you want to make changes and want to just step into a better, healthier version of yourself in a safe, healthy, and sustainable way.
Yeah, I mean, your body, your choice. You can choose, like, don't let anyone tell you you can't change it. It's more about like why. I think there's an important
Mhm.
question in the why you want to change it. What's that going to give you?
Yeah.
Because I will say that I've been in a smaller body and was way unhappier as well. So it's not that weight defines you and where you should be, but it's like what for what reasons, and
That's the reason,
it
yeah.
is to become whole again and to become confident in my body, to become confident in my health, and to
Yeah.
feel good in myself again. But I will say, quick fix. I mean, even I sort of sped through my journey and my explanation, but losing that weight and gaining motivation and consistency in my fitness journey and my whole aspect to the way I live took 2 years, because the first year was spent trying every quick fad fix again,
Yeah.
because that's all I knew when I danced. It was to starve yourself, take the pills, do low carb, do this, no carb, fast, do this,
Work
do
out
that,
every day for
work out every
3
day,
hours.
hours
Yeah.
and hours and hours, um, only do cardio, like all the things, right? Um, so I spent the first year in turmoil, just stopping and starting every new thing or new fad or new trend out there. And the second year, I said, I'm going to do this my way, and it's going to take a long time. And I've got to find ways that I do not connect the results to, or the process, I should say, to the results, because otherwise, I say this to my clients. It's like, well, what's your alternative? If eating well and not working out and it's not working, well, what's your alternative? Is it to stop working out and stop eating healthy? Like, it's just about the long term. It's just about sticking to it. We're just too quick to want to say give up on that thing so early in the process that we never get to see what the long term results can bring us.
Absolutely, for
Mm,
sure. Yeah, and that's so good because, you know, I feel like for so many people in my community, and I'm sure there are a lot of women and people in your community who can relate to this as well, but
Mm.
chasing the shortcut is actually the long route because you're not learning anything about yourself. And like you
Yeah.
said, you might see some results, but then you're going back and forth in this yo yo pattern. And so it's
Mm.
like you can't even really get to
Mm.
the result that it is that you're working
Yeah.
towards long enough to feel proud of that, right? To really sit in it. And,
1000%.
it seems like a long time, but it's really not in the grand scheme of life, right? I mean, like what's 1 year, 2 years in the span of a decade, right? 2 decades,
Mm.
3 decades, right? So for a
Mm.
lot of people, they'll spend so much time just trying to focus on how can I just get rid of this weight as quickly as possible, or what are some of the most restrictive things that I can do, or how can I like suffer through this when really it is a sustainable way that is the shortcut. So I'm glad that you brought that up.
1000%. Everybody write this down. Short-term gain, long-term pain.
Mm.
Short-term gain, long-term pain.
And write
Uh,
down that
the opposite.
exactly, sustainable is the shortcut. Okay, sustainable
those
is the
those
shortcut.
two, that's Ashley's quote and my quote together. May those be your mantra. May that be your mantra.
Nice.
Um,
I
let's
just
say
want to
hi.
shout
Oh,
out quickly
hi,
some people in the comments.
Holly.
Hey Tiff, hi Taisha, hi Stephanie, Kelly, voiceovers by Molly. What's going on?
What's going
All
on?
right.
Welcome, ladies. And by the way, if you guys have any questions for us, we can also riff on that too. But
Nice.
we actually decided to ask each other some questions as well, Ashley and I. And do you want me to kick off my question
Sure,
to
go for
you?
it.
Okay, so we will answer. Oh, hello, Carrie. Two of our faves. Yay. So I wanted to ask Ashley, what was one of the most challenging parts of her health journey or fitness journey that she had to overcome? Well, let me ask you directly.
Yeah.
What was one of the most challenging or an obstacle that you found in your health and fitness journey that you had to overcome, and how did you actually overcome that?
I think we've touched on it a bit already, and that
Mm.
is chasing quick fixes, chasing these fast results, and these extreme measures, thinking that that was going to be the answer when it really wasn't. And once I let that go and I started focusing more on the things that I enjoyed, once I started focusing on, okay, how can I make this a lifestyle change that I don't have to spend the rest of my life going back and forth between losing weight and gaining weight, and I can
Mm.
really feel settled and healthy and confident in my body, then that's when things really started to shift for me. And now it is a lifestyle change. Like, I cannot imagine myself going for too long of a span without working out. Like, my body just starts to, I get the shakes if I don't move my body. Like my body's like, all right, we got to do something now. And then even just with other lifestyle changes that I've made, and the way that I eat and my sleep and just how I take care of myself, my self care routine, all of that now is just become a part of me. So it's not
Mm.
something that I have to jump and do every summer, so I can get ready to go out and feel confident wearing a bathing suit at the beach, right? It's like something that is just now in me, and it's a part of me, and
Mm.
it'll be a part of me for the rest of my life. It's not to say that it's always easy,
Mm.
but it has become so ingrained in my day-to-day life. So
Mm.
now it's just a big part of my lifestyle. And also, in addition to that, I feel like another struggle that I had was not doing things, or rather doing things that were not enjoyable, and just sort of forcing myself to do things that I didn't really like. Everybody said you have to go to the gym and work out at the gym, otherwise there's no way that you're going to see results and lose weight.
I don't
And
have a gym membership.
same here. Shout out to the no gym membership girlies. No
Not
shade
to
at
say that
all to
there's
the
no
gym.
shade,
No
because
shade at all to the gym, because I have
at
worked
some
out at a gym. And like I
absolutely.
said, dance was my gateway to fitness. So I've explored all different types of fitness modalities as a result of working out more with dance workouts. But just when I initially started, I was just doing what other people said that I had to do, and it didn't resonate with me. I just didn't connect with it. And so it made it so challenging for me to stay consistent. And it was very discouraging. And so
Mm.
once I shifted from, okay, I'm going to figure out how I can make this journey work for me instead of working against it.
Yes.
And that's when I found dance workouts. I also now do strength workouts that are fun and that have a twist as well to make
Mm,
that more engaging. And even with my food now, I'm still able to enjoy the foods that I eat. I just
mm,
do it in a way that works for my specific goals and that
mm,
just helps me to stay on track with my nutrition. So
mm,
yeah, overall, those two things, letting go of the quick fix mentality and focusing more on how to maintain my results long term. And then also letting go of this idea that I have to do things in a way that doesn't bring me joy or that makes me miserable. And
yeah.
again, that no pain, no gain logic. Letting go of that and opening myself up to enjoying this journey
Mm.
more. And it's been so much more fulfilling as a result of that.
And again, that mentality does not shift tomorrow. Okay. I just want to preface that. I think I would assume, just for me, getting to that mentality took many years. So I feel like uh, I want to help fast track people to get there and not make the same mistakes that we've made. That's why we're
Absolutely.
sharing this. So we don't want it to take years for you guys. We want it to take days, weeks, maximum months, but
Yeah.
the more you breathe and be part of an ethos or a community like ours, where we constantly preach this kind of message, the more that maybe you might get on board with it. Um, but yeah, I wish it didn't. I wish I found people like me that preach this message, because back in the day, it was only no pain, no gain. Gym was the only place you were faffing around, so to speak, if
Mhm.
you weren't at a gym. And so I would just force myself to go to the gym and feel so uncomfortable, unaligned. And it would always be like 1 week on, 4 weeks off, 1 week on, 4 weeks off, like,
My gym
go hard
membership
and then
had
that's it.
cobwebs, okay? We're just collecting dust in the corner. It was sad. So I hear you on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So I love that. And thank you for sharing that, those messages. And that's why I love your whole ethos of your company. Um,
So,
I think it's such an important message. I think most importantly, it's more about the fact is, I don't want to disrespect the gym, by the way. I just want to preface that, because I
yeah,
actually, if I decide tomorrow that I want to get a gym membership, then I will, because
that's
I
okay.
want to.
Yeah,
But it's because I want to and I want to be there and I'm excited to do that. It feels aligned with me. If tomorrow I want to do Pilates, if I want to go for a swim, it's all about, where does this place come from? Not thinking just because the industry tells you this is the only way. The truth is, and this is what the industry doesn't want to tell you, the truth is that everything works.
everything.
Everything works. If you love it, if you enjoy it, if you feel challenged by it, if you feel good by it, it
And if you stay
actually doesn't
consistent.
matter what you do,
Yeah,
because you will be consistent. You'll be motivated to keep doing the thing. We're just offering a platform here, in both of our communities, where we hope you are enjoying this, because you
yeah.
keep coming back for more. And we see this in our community, right? Like, we see people going, I've never been hooked on exercise until now. And that is like, wow, job done. Okay, I can retire now.
So true. I love that. Oh, so good. And thanks for
Yeah.
y'all for commenting and just giving us shout outs in the comments in the chat. We appreciate it.
Diane, no Jimmy. I
Yes.
know you're just in the living room. Tam says, I'm here for it. I have 2 kids, 5 and 2, ready to get back to me. I want to be comfortable wearing a bathing suit too, because I struggle right now. Help. Can I won't ask to both comment on this, but
Mhm.
that comment of like, summer bodies are made in winter, that just propagates this short-term quick fix. I would like to put a different spin on this. Your summer body is you now. And the more you don't enjoy the bathing, just enjoy the beach, put on the bathing suit, be confident. If you want to work on your body, please do at the same time. So both of these dualities can exist. You can be ready now and have that summer body, whatever that is. It's just a body in summer.
Yeah.
Really, it's a body on the beach. Because I too was you, that would avoid and make every excuse under the sun why I couldn't join my friends when I was younger, uh, at the beach, because I was so self-conscious. But all I did was miss out on experiences. And life is just a bunch of experiences, because no one, as morbid as this sounds, at your deathbed is going to say, gosh, you looked so awful in a bathing suit. They're going to say what a wonderful human she was, what a great mother she was, what a wonderful person she was to me in our community. She was always so kind, generous, loyal, etc., etc. No one gives a crap about that stuff except ourselves. So the minute we can just drop that, and you have every right to keep working on gaining that confidence or changing your body, but at the same time, your summer body is now. That bathing suit needs to be on you now, today, and stop missing out on enjoying sunshiny days with your kids at the beach, because that's what they're going to remember.
Absolutely. And I'm a huge believer in loving your body and loving yourself as you are now, as you are working towards the version of yourself that you want to become. So go ahead and rock that suit. I understand you might not feel as confident as you would like, but as you said, Gina, hey, these are experiences and this is time that we won't be able to get back. And so you get to decide how you want to use that time. And, one thing that you said that I loved is like, I want to be able to get back to me. And I think that that's something that, you can speak to this, Gina. I hear so often in my content is I was able to set aside 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to do this workout with you. And I felt the energy and I was able to move my body and I felt really good. And I was able to do something for me before I had to go out and be a mom or be a wife or a caretaker or, a coworker or a business owner. And I just think that that is just a huge part of why I love doing what I do, is to be able to give people that opportunity to pour back into themselves. Because we are, especially as women, let's just keep it real, we are kind of expected to give, 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 give. And we're not as expected to really take that time for ourselves. So I'm really glad that you're doing that. And I think the more that you just commit to that and saying, hey, in whatever capacity that I can, I'm going to pour into me, either with my food or my
Mm-hmm.
nutrition or self care or just taking
Mm.
time for myself. That'll really help you to set yourself up for that long term success.
Mm.
And we're rooting for you. Definitely check out both of our channels too. If you need some more fitness inspiration, even if you just have a few minutes, we both have content on our channels to help you do that.
I love what you said there, Ashley. Giving back to yourself and pouring. You cannot, you cannot pour from an empty cup, and it is so much about giving back to yourself, and movement can do that for you. Getting into your nutrition can do that for you. Fueling yourself with things that feel good can do that for you. And all the other things can still be working on in the background. And I
For
do
sure.
believe that confidence is built through resilience and through keeping going and doing the hard things and doing it anyway, and just
Mhm.
trialing and keeping feeling good, and you're just essentially adding like scores on your scoreboard every time you do something for yourself and something that feels good and uplifts you. You're just adding extra scores for that like confidence meter to keep rising, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think about this analogy that I heard. I can't remember who I heard it from, but when you think about toddlers when they're just learning to walk for the first time, they get up and they fall, but they don't make it a big deal that they've fallen, right? They're not like, oh, I tried to walk, but I fell, so you know what? I'm just gonna stop,
I'm never
right?
gonna walk
No.
again.
Never walk, never gonna try again. It's a wrap for me. No. They're just like, okay, they get up and they do it again. They get up and they do it again. They get up and they do it again. And I think that we can learn a lot from that, just neutrality too, in the difficulties that can come with weight loss, with health and wellness. Is just, I have to just keep getting up and I have to keep trying and I have to just continue to move forward and find things that are going to help make this journey a little bit easier, that are going to make things more enjoyable and more fun for me. But just knowing that because you hit a roadblock, it doesn't mean that you just give up and you just quit and you just throw your hands up and say, well, I guess this is not meant for me. It is meant for you if that's what you want to pursue. And if you have those goals and they mean that much to you, go for them and just don't give up every time things get a little bumpy.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful. It's such a great analogy. And I'm gonna steal that one. Can I steal that
Go for
one?
it.
Because I absolutely love that. And I think
Okay.
it's such a good visual. We're like seeing the
Yes.
visual, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, to piggyback off of her question, Do you have any tips for beginners or even people who maybe were into fitness at one point, but they fell off
Mm,
track with their
yeah.
routine? Do you have any tips for anyone who wants to begin incorporating dance workouts into their fitness routine, or for anyone who's
Mm,
looking to get back into a groove with their fitness routine?
yeah. I think the biggest, I'm gonna do the negative and then come back with a positive. The biggest problem that most people starting fitness or um, getting back into fitness do is they attempt too much, too fast. And so it's like the overwhelm gets real, and then we back out very quickly. And so we never get to see the fruition of our hard work or easy work, to be honest, when you love something that you do. Um, so my first, or one of, I've got a few. I've always got a few things to say, but and
Let's
for
hear
those
it.
who are joining me from like my community probably know this. I'll just riff on this. But I think one thing I would love to say is that I want you to imagine what would be the most ridiculously small thing that you could possibly do. I said this to one client. I said, could you go for a walk around your block and come home? And that's all you did. That's your exercise for today. And she's like, yeah, but that's not enough. Like, that's ridiculous. But she had been doing nothing, no, nada. I go, well, that's actually takes you about 5 to 10 minutes around the block. That's a whole lot more than you've been doing. What if you were to do that every day? And so I set this challenge for her. I'm like, I don't want you to do more than this for 7 days. Don't even think about doing more. Let's review this the following week. So she set off, she did the walk around the block. First day was like, yeah, whatever. Like, second day, this is so easy. There's got to be more than this. Third day, and this kept happening. And then when we met the following week, she's like, I actually didn't listen to you. I wanted to keep walking. I went for another 15 minutes. And by now I'm actually really loving. I've explored the neighborhood, and now she was walking 15 to 20 minutes by the following week. And so it is about starting with the most ridiculous thing. Because if I said to her, you know what, start off with half an hour or 40 minutes and go off and do that, it's like you're trying to climb Mount Everest without getting to base camp to start off with. And I feel like everyone just needs to get to base camp and do the most ridiculously small thing that you would perceive to be the most smallest, insignificant, underrated, undervalued thing that you could do. It could be one dance track from Ashley's channel. It could be one single song strength workout. That's 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and maybe that's all you do today to get started. But then you might like it, and then you might want to do that again tomorrow. But tomorrow, you might want to add one more song to that. Or 5 days later, you might want to add 3 more songs to that. And so this is how we build. We have to start one bite at a time, as Kerry said. No pun intended. Absolutely. I really do feel that we try to, I hate this saying, but we try to eat the elephant. There's a saying, eat the elephant, but who wants to eat an elephant? Nobody, please, nobody. I don't even know where that saying came
The
from,
elephant
but
would probably eat me before I would eat
yeah,
it.
exactly. But the idea is really important that we actually start really super small, insignificant, underrated in the smallest way possible. And that is how we begin the momentum. Because I'll tell you, the fact of the matter is that motivation ain't coming to you. If you're sitting on the couch and waiting for some big epiphany, motivation isn't going to arise in your body one day. We both, I don't wake up motivated. I'm now in a habit. I have a
Amen.
lifestyle that I want to, I know I chase the feel good nature of that, but it's the action that breeds that motivation. So by taking the smallest amount of action, you're actually building that momentum, because you're creating those feelings, those endorphins. Because guess what? Endorphins are real. We start to feel, oh, this feels good. I feel fresh. I achieved what I set out to do, a walk around the block. Yay for me. I'm
Yeah.
excited. Tomorrow, you're going to be way more motivated to redo that and do that again and again and again, and build your motivation from that action. But the action is what you've got to take first. But if the action is too big to start off with, or too overwhelming, you're not going to continue that action. And therefore we stop before we even start. Who started something and stopped before they even started? because it was just, whoa, too much, hands up. I have been there.
I've been there as
So
well.
that's probably one of my first things that I would say is that we just really need to start super, super tiny, small steps to big change. We really need to start small. And honestly, the other parts of this equation is exactly what Ashley has shared, is finding something you enjoy. Don't listen to you really have to kind of put your blinkers on and don't start Googling what is the best workout for weight loss and what is this going to do for this. And you actually have to start going, what do I feel like doing? Is it a stretch? Is it a yoga class? Is it going to a local community dance fitness class? Is it turning on Ashley's channel and doing a quick workout from home, or my channel? And just start doing something that feels good, resonates with you, whatever that is, because that's also going to make you enticed to come back for more because you felt good doing it. If
Yeah.
you feel horrible doing something, why on earth are you going to want to come back for more? You'll start it because somebody told you that it's good for you, but ultimately that's only going to happen in the short term, and you're never going to keep the long-term phase of this to become something of a lifestyle. So find something you enjoy, start super, super small, and yeah, lean on help as well. I think the third thing would probably be if you tell people what you're trying to do and you have wonderful people around you, community, accountability can help boost those commitments that you've made to yourself by encouraging your cheerleaders around you. And I know Ashley is a huge cheerleader, and so am I. So you can always join our communities and you will get that cheerleading happening from within our
We're
communities.
rooting
But
for you.
yeah, we are.
Exactly.
We're like your personal cheerleader in your pocket. So yeah, I would probably say 3 things. Start tiny, like super tiny. I'm not talking about your thought of tiny. Enjoyment factor is huge, and then accountability and support from a community. I would probably say they're the most 3 things that I think are really important. And there's a fourth that I want to just drop in, but this is more of a long-term like bite out. Sorry, Ashley, I told you I'll riff on this, but please add anything after I've finished. But the fourth thing would probably be the biggest game changer that I made was using my fitness and health and the way I eat and the way I move tied to a feeling rather than an aesthetic. Because inadvertently, when I did that, the aesthetic came, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So because if I just tied it to the short-term results, if I got them, I'd stop. So I really wanted to keep doing this because this is really a lifestyle. And I want to do this for life. And I want to feel this way all the time. I want to eat better. I want to move better. And I want to think better all the time, not just in the short term when I got there. So tying it to the overall like feeling of how I wanted to live my life daily was a very important thing. That is probably something that I would say comes later. The first 3 things are probably the initial start. But I think that to keep you going, it's good to get started, but to keep you going, it's also changing the way you think and eventually the mindset around it all. Does that make sense?
It does. That was such a beautiful and complete answer. I really feel like you said everything that I planned to say. So thank you for sharing that.
Sorry.
That was awesome.
Well, that's why we connect, because
Yes.
we're feeling the same. We're feeling the same things.
We did get a couple of questions in the comments.
Okay.
If you want, I feel like we
Do you
can
want to
just
go?
kind of
You
riff
go.
off from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got one question from Tam. Oh no, we answered that one. So from Ara, I believe. Hi, Ashley and Gina. I'm having weight problems in my thigh areas. What do you suggest I should do to lose weight in that area? So I feel like this is definitely a lot more nuanced conversation because while our channels are kind of primarily focused on the fitness aspect of things, we do actually work with our clients and coach our clients through just general weight loss and how to achieve that in a way that is healthier and sustainable. And I think nutrition plays a huge, huge part in that. And I've been guilty of this in the past too, in the way that I've marketed some of my content. It's this idea that, oh, okay, I can just do this particular exercise and that's going to just tone my thighs without having to pay attention to or focus on the nutrition side of things. Not ashamed to admit that at all. Like that definitely was a mindset that I had because again, that was something that was kind of heavily pushed and marketed towards a lot of people. But as I've grown and evolved as a coach, I understand the importance of fitness in achieving specific goals and helping you to feel good overall, to get stronger, to boost your overall health and wellness. But if it is a particular area that you want to work on in terms of reducing body fat, then you want to make sure that you are incorporating a plan with your nutrition. Again, not something that is extreme that's going to make you miserable, but just
And you are
looking
the queen of that. You are the queen of that.
but
That's
just
for
but just
sure.
looking and to your point too, start small, right? So you starting could literally be, I'm going to pick one meal a day that I'm going to focus on and incorporate some healthier habits or make some swaps and some changes so that this can work for me. And it's just one meal, and let that be enough. So in addition to the workouts that we have on our channel, it's really great for helping you to burn calories, for helping you to target specific muscle groups. But if you do want to reduce the appearance of body fat in certain areas, that's not something you can really pick and choose and say, okay, I want to lose body fat here, not naturally at least. So you really want to make sure that you are combining what you're doing with your workouts with a sustainable nutrition plan that's also going to fuel you, make you feel good, and also allow you to still enjoy your life, okay? Because I like to eat chocolate. I like to have sweets. I eat them pretty much every single week. So yeah, just doing it in a way that's not restrictive and then starting small. So figuring out like what's one specific change that I can make. Is that drinking one less cup of juice and one more cup of water, and let that be it until you feel comfortable with that. And then it's okay, maybe for breakfast, I'm going to start off with a little bit more protein, or I'm going to add some fiber or some vegetables, or maybe I'm going to eat out one day less during the week, right? So just kind of thinking
The
of that.
smallest of things.
Yeah. But yeah, ultimately, like I can say, oh yeah, do this workout, but ultimately the nutrition aspect is very important. So it's something that you'll want to prioritize as well.
And I think if I could ask the fitness industry to have changed one aspect, and it would be that please stop duping everybody that they can spot reduce one particular area and not change the rest of their body with a workout.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that you have been led to believe this fallacy, but it is a fallacy. You can't say I want less here, but not here, but up there. You can't. It has to come off as an entirety, and it's a whole transformation of both nutrition and movement. And you can build strength and build muscle and change body composition, particularly with strength workouts, and adding some strength into your routine will really help and assist that. Potentially some lower body workouts for you. We both have heaps of those on our channel using body weight and weights. So I would definitely recommend those as well, Ara. But everything that Ashley said is true. Sorry. The fitness
Sorry, not
industry,
sorry though.
no, sorry, not sorry. But yeah, it is a complex. Is also
is.
a complex nuanced thing. It's not just do this workout and lose your arm fat. Like I really, it does not work like that. Yeah.
So true. And to that point, it is something now where I cringe when I see those videos where they're like, do this workout to target belly fat. And it's like, that's not actually how that works. And that's something that I feel like for both of our channels, both of our brands are about just keeping it real and just being honest with people, because we know from firsthand experience what it was like to listen to that information and to essentially be led down just a misleading path. And so I really want to help people to avoid a lot of the mistakes that I made, save themselves some time and some stress, and just have the real when it comes to it. It's not always easy. It's not always the fun, cushy answer that people want to hear.
No.
And I'm sure we could be making a lot more money
100%.
going with,
I was literally going to say that.
Going with what's popular. But I think so much of what we do and a part of just what our brand ethos is that we do want to be honest and make sure that people are getting genuine information, not just from something that we're regurgitating online, but also from lived experiences.
1000%. And I was just going to make that comment. I mean, I agree with you wholeheartedly in terms of evolving as a coach because I have been guilty of that too in the past. But we, I honestly, it's not comfortable in my body to lie, like just to do these clickbaity things, which other people do on YouTube. It's very prominent. And if you look at the views that they get versus the views that maybe we get, like the truth is that we're not trying to like that sells. It does because
Mhm.
it's that is the fact. And so they might be getting more views simply because they said this workout will reduce your belly fat in 7 days when we know it's not true, but they
Or
work
it'll
because
come back,
yeah.
7 pounds in 7 days. It'll come back as 30 pounds in 14 days. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do. It is a tough part as a creator, as both of us creators. I've even had this conversation with Ashley. I'm like, how do we try to get our message out, be honest, but also get people watching and tuning in, because ultimately it's what you as the consumers are going to click on that's going to get
Yeah.
seen. And so it is a challenge for us as creators to be honest creators and say, do this workout. Yes, you'll have fun. Yes, it'll be a mood boost. You will burn some calories because anybody who does movement burns calories. That's not a lie. But you won't lose 10 kilos in one day. Okay, I can't write things like that. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, if somebody did write that on a YouTube video versus my one, which is mood boost, energy boost, burn calories, that will get like 10 times views versus what we would. Um, that's the industry, and that's probably one of the things I wish would change. But this is life. So we'll just keep on keeping on with our
Keep
mission
on keeping
over here.
on. But
Oh,
you all, our communities, make it so worthwhile. So
absolutely.
we're so happy to do what we do and keep it real with you guys because
Yep,
you all
absolutely.
are you definitely just make it so much easier for us to be like, okay, bypass all of that. Let's just be here and show up for our true people.
Absolutely. I'm going to answer one more question because I think this one's a really important one. When injured and in pain, SM says, I haven't been able to exercise properly. What else should I do to keep enhancing my strength?
Mhm.
What I would say is I want you to put in a list, like grab a piece of paper and go, what can't you do? But then I want you to hold on the other side, go, what can I do? And you'll realize there's actually so much you can do. For somebody who's injured themselves multiple times, torn ligaments, been in a boot for
Yeah.
12 weeks, wasn't able to teach any dance fitness classes for 12 weeks only a few years ago. And for 3 months to me was like the whole end of the world that I couldn't
Yeah.
teach my dance fitness classes. So then it was like, okay, cool. I can't use my legs, so I can use my upper body. I could do this. I could focus on nutrition because that's also really important. So it's like, go and make a list of what you can do. Don't rush the injury and rehabilitation process and force yourself to do something that will actually further injure and continue injuring that same thing.
Mhm.
I think too many of people try to just jump back into it because they're just like so eager to get back into it. You've got your whole life to work out, like literally your whole life.
Yeah.
If you just take it back a notch and focus on the things you can do, make that list, I guarantee you there's so much you can focus on. And that way you can keep enhancing your strength in other areas of your body that will still be able to rehab your injured part, but work on the other aspects of it and focus on mindset, nutrition, lifestyle, sleep, water intake. Gosh, there's so much more that we can do to help
Prioritize.
enhance our strength because that will still all breed back into that.
I agree. And one thing I'll add to that is make sure that you're checking in with your primary care physicians, with your
Mm,
doctors as well, because they
absolutely.
might able to give you some
Plans.
ideas and suggestions on what you can do, or that be able to clear you, for certain type of
Absolutely.
activities and movement, or if you're able to work with
Mm,
a physical therapist to be able to do some things to help you
yeah.
to recover as well. I think that that would
Yeah.
be extremely helpful. And it's hard for us to do this. Like, it's easier said than done because I'm definitely
Mm,
guilty of this, of feeling like, okay, if I'm off for a little bit, then I just got to jump back in and I got to do everything. But focusing on your healing should really be the biggest priority. because
1000%.
as much as we want to work towards a specific goal, we want to look a certain way, we want to feel a certain way, like ultimately this vessel that we're in and that we have been given, it is a blessing to be in it. And we want to make sure that we're treating it well and we're taking care of it as much as we can. And sometimes taking care of it means slowing down, means taking a step to really allow yourself to rest and fully recover before you jump back into a normal routine. So allow
1000%.
yourself that grace, right? I love that you just have the excitement and the energy of I want to get back into it, or I want to see what else I can do. But to Gina's point, figure out what are other things that you can still do and that you have control over. Focus on those, and then also prioritize healing
Healing.
and your overall just health and wellness. And sometimes that might mean resting a little bit more until you feel like you're kind of back to a normal, just a normal C again.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what's really important to what you said is if you don't give yourself the proper time to heal, those things can keep coming back to haunt you as well. So the long term of you, what might feel like a lifetime to actually take that time to rest, stop, slow down, whatever that looks like, is actually very short term in the grand scheme of things. If you actually don't give yourself that space, those things can keep reoccurring. And then the overall length and time of duration of you being out of action can actually be elongated way more than if you just gave yourself that space and time and compassion and grace to heal. So, yeah, I agree 100% to that.
Awesome. Well,
All
if there's
right.
any other questions that people have, feel free to drop them below. But Gina and I are actually on here because we have a little special surprise for both of our communities. Drum roll. We created a free playlist collaboration for you all. So, Gina, do you want to share a little bit more about what that
Yeah.
means?
We just wanted to create some of the fun. Our mission, making fitness fun again, is very much aligned, and so we just essentially wanted to get started and help you guys do that with a 30-minute. I think it was actually just a little bit over, but that's okay, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. It's
30
about
minute
30
fun.
minutes, yeah.
It's about 30 minutes. 30-minute fun cardio dance fitness playlist. I'm a huge believer in having a plan and
Yes.
having a done for you system, because we are trainers. We can help you just
Show
allow
up.
yourself to just press and play. All you
Mhm.
have to do is show up, exactly like Ashley said. So the playlist is done for you. We've alternated it. We feature both of us in there. There's a little bit of hit in there as well. Even if there's high impact, modify it. Do what works for you. If you need to take it down a notch, take it down a notch. But ultimately, we just want to get you moving with some fun dance fitness, because that is the way forward. Is start enjoying the things you do. Movement is a celebration, and we want you to feel that.
Yeah, so we're excited to share this with you all. The link for the playlist will be in the description of this live video, and we'll also make sure to share it out to both of our audiences so that you guys
Yep.
can check it out.
Yep.
And we hope that you enjoy. We hope that ultimately this message of making fitness fun and enjoyable, taking time for yourself to fill up your own cup, and just creating these more sustainable habits that stick with you for a lifetime, resonate with you, and that you're able to just dance and move your body and enjoy yourself. So,
Absolutely.
yes, we'll be able to
Yay!
put that out there for you guys, and just we just want to make sure that you guys have an avenue and a structure, like you said, Gina, so that it's just easier for you to show up and get it
We want to
done.
remove obstacles for you to get it done. And so by creating, like, instead of you trying to search through a sea of our workouts and what's good and what's not and this and that and the other, we just,
It's all
here
there
you
for
go, on a silver
you.
platter. We're going to make it easy for you. I'm going to share this on my Instagram. Everyone in my community, you're going to get it in the newsletter that's going out this week, my Gina journal. So yeah, that's going to be all shared on my stuff as well. And then I think in this description below in this video. So off you go. That's all you have to do. Press play. Done.
Yay! So yes, that's our surprise. And hopefully one day we're manifesting a meet and greet or a collab
Oh,
in person.
in
So
person, live
we'll
event. Okay,
see.
it's probably more likely that I would have to fly to LA. I'm like, would you come? It's probably easier. I love visiting the states, and I just did a pop up in LA last year, so maybe I got to make this happen again. Okay.
We shall see. I hope the stars align and make that happen.
Yeah, I hope so
But this
too.
has been amazing. Do you have any last words that you want to say? Anything that you're working on your channel that you're really excited about that's
Ooh,
coming up soon?
I am honestly, I'm always working on my channel. I'm always trying to keep delivering things that will resonate with you and use music that you know and love and feel it in your bones. It's cardio karaoke at the same time and trying to make it fun. I'm working on releasing another signature workout that I have created, which is an all-in-one, because I'm a very big believer in if I can get you to do multiple modalities in one workout, then here you go. Cut time, busy people out there. So just working on keep delivering accessible things. I think that's wonderful that what we have created, we've also given people on a platform to, for those who find it difficult and to access workouts. I'm so honored to be able to give that back to the community, and so we'll just keep delivering that, and through our plans and programs. So I'm just inspired by what I'm doing at the moment, especially when I connect with wonderful people like you, Ashley, to keep inspiring me. What about you? What are you working on? What are you wanting to what are you feeling inspired by, and how's everything going to be in the future of the channel?
I'm feeling so inspired by my community. They really, truly light me up. And I I'm just so touched by the comments, by the DMs that I get on Instagram from my community, from people who said, "Hey, your workouts have helped me to lose 50 pounds, lose this amount of weight, regain my confidence,
Yeah,
feel better about fitness, have a better relationship with my body." And so that's honestly something that I'm always extremely excited about. And I love
mm,
showing up for my peoples. And as far
yes,
as my channel, I just want to continue to grow. I want us to, I call my tribe Dance Fit Chicks. And so I just want to
yeah,
continue to grow our army of Dance Fit Chicks who
yeah,
make fitness fun, who show up as the more empowered version of themselves. And
yeah,
as we're getting into the summertime, there's all of these
mm,
new albums and music that's been released. So I'm sure there'll
absolutely,
be some fun pop-ups of routines from some of the latest music. So I'm excited about that as well. And
for
then I
sure.
do also have a membership community, and so that's continuously growing. And then so it's just fun to be able to support people
Yeah,
inside of that community on a deeper level. So
yeah.
yeah, those are all the things that I have going on with me.
I love that. And I think if we could ask you for one favor, it's share this video, share this message, because the more we can get people to really, like, we want to combat the negative the fitness industry, like, messages that propagate a lot of our insecurities, and we want to
Mhm.
actually uplift our communities, and empower them to know that there is another way to think. So share what we're saying here today with your friends and family, and get this message out there, because that really helps support us in a bigger way, a bigger mission here to help you
Yes,
guys. Yeah.
awesome. Well, where can people
Okay.
find you, Miss Gina B?
Well, I'm daily on Instagram, on stories. I wish YouTube, I was just saying to Ashley before, I wish YouTube did this where I could chat to you guys all the time. But on Instagram, at Up to the Beat Fit, I'm there every day. I also have a private free Facebook group. It's in, I think Ashley's popped the links below. Is that right? It
We'll put the
will
links
pop, yeah.
below. Yeah. Mhm.
Um, so I have a free Facebook group again for that community and support, and it is the most wonderful place. I'm biased, digital space. To gain support with fellow like-minded humans. So yeah, that's there. And then of course I'm releasing workouts weekly on YouTube. Tonight it was a new one's going out tonight. A country walking workout mix.
Okay.
Yeehaw! I'm really
Woohoo!
excited by this.
Howdy.
So that's coming out tonight, and yeah, and that's where I hang out. What about you?
Awesome. Everyone, you can find me on my social media platforms across the board at Fit Body by Ashley. I'm on YouTube. I try to post a lot more workouts there. And yeah, Instagram is where you can connect with me if you have questions or you want to share positive
Yeah.
comments or if you just want to connect there. And yeah, that's about it.
That's it.
So yeah, all across social media, Fit Body by Ashley.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to Ashley, because actually she instigated this live, which I was just, I just said yes before she even like just said the first few words. I'm like, absolutely. So I'm so honored, and grateful to have someone like yourself in the space who's just delivering such incredible messages, and such a purposeful mission in the fitness industry. So thank you very much for organizing this. And yeah, I can't wait to collab more with you in the
Yes.
future.
Same here. It was such an honor to be able to come on to this live with you. Thank you all so much for everybody in the audience who tuned in, for your amazing questions, for your comments in the chat. I see you guys are having a wonderful time. And so that's why we're super excited to share this collab playlist with you. Yeah, be sure to check out both of our channels. Subscribe if you feel a call to,
Please.
and
That makes
definitely,
actually a huge difference to us as well. I know
yes,
that if you, I can see a lot of viewers, and sometimes we note that they're not subscribers, but that little button helps boost our reach so much so we can
yeah,
just keep propagating
continue.
that mission. So
Yeah.
please do that.
So yeah, and yeah, we'll make sure to share the link to our collab playlist as well. And we hope you guys have such a fun time with that. So
Yeah,
thank you
let
so
us
much,
know.
Miss Gina
Thank
B.
you. Thank you, Ashley. And thanks everyone for tuning in.
All right, take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.